In a world where attachment to appearances, opinions, and approval seems to dominate, have you ever stopped to ask yourself why? Why do you seek validation from others? Why does the fear of judgment hold you back? Buddhism teaches a profound truth. Much of our suffering comes from clinging, whether to the approval of others, fleeting desires, or the illusion of control. And here's the liberating realization: nobody cares as much as you think they do. Why? Because everyone is caught up in their own struggles, their own attachments, their own worries. When you release the need for validation, when you stop grasping for approval, you unlock a sense of freedom most people never experience. This is the essence of the Dharma, learning to detach from external expectations and focus on cultivating inner peace, wisdom, and compassion. True happiness arises not from seeking to please others, but from aligning with a path that leads to liberation and self-realization. One of the greatest obstacles to personal freedom is the constant need for validation. We live in a world where approval seems to define worth, through social media likes, compliments, recognition, and status. But seeking validation from others is like trying to fill a cup with a hole in the bottom. No matter how much you pour in, it will never stay full. The Buddha's teachings remind us to seek approval only from within. He once said, "Be a light unto yourself." This does not mean rejecting feedback or isolating yourself. It means grounding your sense of self-worth in your own values, rather than in the fleeting opinions of others. When you depend on external validation, you hand over the power of your happiness to people who are as lost in their own struggles as you are. But when you validate yourself, when you live in alignment with your truth, you reclaim that power. Ask yourself, am I living in alignment with my values and principles? If the answer is yes, that is all the validation you need. Stop looking outward for approval. Start focusing inward on integrity, growth, and purpose. Taking responsibility for your life is the next crucial step. It's easy to blame others or external circumstances for hardships. If only this person acted differently. If only I had more money. If only I had better opportunities. But the Buddha's wisdom reminds us, no one saves us but ourselves. No one can and no one may. We ourselves must walk the path. Taking responsibility does not mean blaming yourself for every difficulty. It means recognizing your ability to choose how you respond. Life will always present challenges, but your mindset and actions determine whether they defeat you or strengthen you. Every small decision you make today, whether to practice patience, cultivate kindness, or break a toxic habit, shapes the life you will have tomorrow. The power is in your hands. Instead of waiting for external conditions to change, start taking control where you can. Build habits that support your well-being. Take small, meaningful actions each day. Recognize that your mindset, your choices, and your responses are within your control. The moment you fully accept responsibility for your life, you become free. You realize that you are far more powerful than you ever imagined. This journey of self-liberation is not about achieving perfection. It is about growth. Buddhism teaches that personal growth is not about reaching a final destination, but about constant evolution. It is about becoming better, stronger, and more aware with each passing day. A common source of suffering is comparison. Measuring yourself against others, feeling inadequate in the face of their success, beauty, or achievements. The Buddha warned against this, teaching that envy and comparison only lead to dissatisfaction. Instead of measuring yourself against others, focus on your own progress. Ask yourself, what small steps can I take today to move closer to the person I want to become? Growth does not always come in dramatic changes. Sometimes it is the quiet, consistent efforts, the choice to practice gratitude instead of complaining, the decision to remain patient instead of reacting with anger, the commitment to daily meditation, that lead to the most profound transformation over time. Growth also means embracing mistakes. Every failure is an opportunity to learn, adapt, and improve. Rather than fearing judgment or seeing failure as a sign of defeat, view it as a stepping stone toward wisdom and resilience. The journey of growth is lifelong, and every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. But in order to grow, you must learn to block out the noise. The world is filled with distractions, opinions, criticism, constant streams of information, all telling you who you should be and what you should do. This noise can cloud your mind and pull you away from your own path. Buddhism teaches the practice of mindfulness, directing your attention to the present moment and letting go of unnecessary distractions. Ask yourself, does this thought or opinion truly matter to my well-being, my peace of mind, and my purpose? If the answer is no, let it go. Not every criticism deserves your attention. Not every opinion is worth considering. Blocking out the noise also means setting boundaries. Protect your mental and emotional energy by limiting your exposure to negative influences, whether they come from toxic relationships, social media, or environments that drain you. Surround yourself with individuals who uplift and support you, rather than those who add to the chaos. When you focus on your own voice instead of the world's chatter, you gain clarity, purpose, and peace. And perhaps the most liberating realization of all is this: nobody cares as much as you think they do. Many of us live as if we are constantly under a spotlight, imagining that others are closely watching and judging our every move. This belief can be paralyzing. It leads to hesitation, overthinking, and fear of failure. But here is the truth. Most people are far too caught up in their own concerns to dwell on yours. People are dealing with their own ambitions, insecurities, and responsibilities. While they may notice something you do, their attention is fleeting. This truth is not meant to diminish your significance, but to free you from the burden of external judgment. When you truly understand this, a new level of freedom becomes available to you. How much time have you wasted worrying about what others might think? How often have you held back from pursuing something meaningful because of imagined criticism? Maybe you've hesitated to try a new career, express yourself, or follow a passion because of the fear of being judged. But these fears exist largely in your own mind. The imagined audience you are afraid of does not actually exist. When you let go of this illusion, you stop living to meet other people's expectations. You stop modifying your dreams, goals, and behavior to fit into a mold that someone else might find acceptable. Instead, you start living for yourself. You gain the courage to make choices that align with your own values, passions, and truth. This shift in perspective also allows you to take risks. Many people avoid stepping out of their comfort zones because they fear failing in front of others. But when you realize that most people are too occupied with their own lives to care about your failures, you become free. You see failure not as shameful but as a learning experience. You become willing to try, fail, and try again, knowing that your path is yours alone to walk. Living for yourself does not mean disregarding others or acting selfishly. It means honoring your own dreams while maintaining kindness and integrity. It means letting go of the need for constant approval and trusting yourself to make the best decisions for your life. And as you begin to live authentically, you inspire others to do the same. You set an example of freedom, confidence, and purpose. You no longer waste energy on fear and hesitation. Instead, you channel that energy into building a life that is true to you. This is your freedom. It has always been, and as you begin to live authentically, you inspire others to do the same. You set an example of freedom, confidence, and purpose. You no longer waste energy on fear and hesitation. Instead, you channel that energy into building a life that is true to you. This is your freedom. It has always been within your reach. Let go of the imaginary critics in your mind. Trust yourself. Take risks. Live boldly. The opinions of others do not define you. Your actions, your courage, and your choices do. Once you understand that the opinions of others hold no real power over you, you begin to see how much energy you've wasted trying to meet expectations that don't serve you. You start to question the beliefs and fears that have kept you trapped, beliefs that were never truly yours to begin with. The weight of judgment lifts, and in its place, you find clarity, the ability to make decisions not based on fear, but on what truly matters to you. Buddhism teaches that attachment to external validation is one of the greatest causes of suffering. When your happiness depends on the approval of others, you live in a constant state of uncertainty. One moment you feel accepted, the next you feel rejected. You become like a leaf in the wind, swayed by the ever-changing opinions of people who, in reality, are too preoccupied with their own lives to be deeply concerned about yours. But what happens when you free yourself from this? What happens when you stop letting fear of judgment dictate your choices? You begin to reclaim your mind. You begin to live from a place of authenticity. And authenticity is power. Living authentically means showing up as you are, without pretense, without the constant need to be liked or approved of. It means embracing your imperfections, speaking your truth, and pursuing your own path, even if it does not align with what others expect of you. This is not always easy. The fear of rejection is deeply ingrained in us. From an early age, we are taught to seek approval, to follow the rules, to fit in, to avoid making mistakes in front of others. But the path to true freedom requires unlearning these patterns. It requires stepping into your own power and trusting that who you are is enough. One of the most effective ways to break free from this fear is to practice self-acceptance. Self-acceptance does not mean settling for less or refusing to grow. It means recognizing your worth, even as you evolve. It means understanding that you do not need to be perfect to be valuable. Think about this. How many times have you held yourself back because you believed you weren't ready? How many times have you avoided speaking up, taking action, or trying something new because you feared failure or embarrassment? But what if you accepted yourself as you are, flaws and all, and moved forward anyway? What if you trusted that growth comes not from waiting for perfection, but from taking imperfect action? When you accept yourself, you stop seeking permission from others to be who you are. You stop apologizing for your passions, your ambitions, your unique way of seeing the world. You begin to operate from a place of confidence, knowing that your path is yours to walk. And something incredible happens when you live this way. People are drawn to it. True confidence is magnetic. When you stop needing approval, you naturally earn respect. You become an example of what it means to live fearlessly, and in doing so, you inspire others to do the same. But this journey is not just about self-acceptance, it is also about letting go of comparison. Comparison is a trap that keeps you stuck in feelings of inadequacy. It convinces you that you are behind, that you are not doing enough, that others are ahead while you are falling behind. But here is the truth. There is no timeline. There is no race. Life is not a competition. The only person you need to measure yourself against is who you were yesterday. Buddhism teaches that attachment to comparison leads to suffering because it places your focus outside of yourself. Instead of appreciating your own progress, you become consumed by what others are doing. But when you turn inward, when you focus on your own growth, you realize that comparison is meaningless. Each person walks their own path, shaped by their own experiences, challenges, and lessons. Your journey is uniquely yours. The next time you find yourself comparing your progress to someone else's, pause and shift your focus. Ask yourself, what have I learned? How have I grown? What am I grateful for today? These questions bring you back to your own journey, reminding you that success is not about where you stand in relation to others, but about how much you have evolved. Another essential part of mastering your mind is learning to detach from criticism. No matter what you do in life, there will always be someone who disagrees, who disapproves, who finds fault. This is simply a reality of life. But when you understand that criticism is often a reflection of the other person's insecurities rather than a true judgment of your worth, you stop taking it personally. This does not mean ignoring constructive feedback. Growth requires learning from mistakes and being open to improvement. But it does mean filtering out unnecessary negativity. Not all criticism is worth your attention. Some people criticize not because they want to help, but because they are projecting their own fears and limitations onto you. The next time you face criticism, instead of reacting emotionally, pause and assess it objectively. Ask yourself, is there truth in this? Can I learn from this? Or is this simply a reflection of the other person's perspective? If it is constructive, use it to grow. If it is baseless, let it go. Detachment from criticism also means not allowing praise to define you. Just as you cannot base your self-worth on negative opinions, you cannot rely on positive opinions either. If you live for praise, you will die by criticism. The goal is to cultivate an inner sense of self-worth that remains stable, regardless of external opinions. Another powerful practice for mental freedom is simplifying your life. Too often people complicate their existence with unnecessary worries, distractions, and obligations that do not serve them. Simplicity is not about doing less, it is about doing what truly matters. It is about removing the noise and focusing only on what brings you peace, purpose, and fulfillment. Buddhism emphasizes minimalism, not just in material possessions, but in thoughts and emotions. A cluttered mind leads to stress and confusion. A mind that is clear and focused leads to wisdom and peace. Begin by decluttering your thoughts. Let go of unnecessary worries about the past and the future. Focus on what you can control and release what you cannot. Then, declutter your actions. Ask yourself, what truly matters to me? What commitments bring value to my life? And what can I let go of? The more you simplify, the more space you create for what is truly important. As you integrate these practices, self-acceptance, letting go of comparison, detaching from criticism, and simplifying your life, you will notice a profound transformation. You will begin to feel lighter, more confident, more at peace. You will no longer be controlled by fear, but guided by purpose. You will stop seeking permission to be yourself and start embracing who you are fully. And with this newfound freedom comes a deep sense of empowerment. You no longer hesitate to take action, to pursue your dreams, to express yourself without fear. You become the master of your own destiny, not because life has become easier, but because you have become stronger. This is what it means to truly awaken, to live not for approval, not for validation, but for the fulfillment of your own path. It is a path of courage, wisdom, and self-liberation. And once you walk it, you will never look back. As you continue on this journey of mental freedom, you'll realize something profound. Most of the fears that held you back were never real to begin with. The fear of judgment, the fear of failure, the fear of rejection, these are illusions created by the mind, barriers that only exist because you've given them power. But the moment you stop feeding them, the moment you challenge them, they begin to fade. And in their place, you find something far greater: courage. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to move forward despite it. Buddhism teaches that fear is natural, but suffering arises when we let fear control us. The only way to break free from its grip is to face it directly. When you avoid fear, it grows. When you confront it, it shrinks. Think of all the things you've avoided because of fear: opportunities not taken, words left unsaid, dreams postponed indefinitely. But now, imagine if you had acted despite that fear. Imagine where you would be today if, instead of hesitating, you had taken the leap. The good news is, it is never too late. The past does not define you. What matters is what you do now. To build courage, start by challenging small fears. If you're afraid of speaking up, practice expressing your thoughts in small conversations. If you fear failure, take on a challenge where failure is possible but not devastating. As you gradually push your limits, you'll see that fear is nothing more than a wall made of paper. It only looks solid until you walk right through it. Another key to breaking free from fear is learning to trust yourself. Self-trust is the foundation of confidence. When you trust yourself, you no longer seek constant reassurance from others. You no longer hesitate when making decisions. You move with certainty because you know that no matter what happens, you can handle it. But trust is not something you are born with. It is something you build. And the way to build it is through action. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, every time you follow through on a commitment, you reinforce the belief that you are reliable, capable, and strong. On the other hand, every time you break a promise to yourself, you weaken that trust. This is why self-discipline is so crucial, not because of the external rewards, but because it strengthens your belief in yourself. If you say you will wake up early, do it. If you set a goal, work toward it. If you promise yourself that you will face a fear, follow through. With each act of integrity, your confidence grows. You no longer need external validation because you have internal proof of your own strength. But while building self-trust, it's also important to let go of the need for perfection. Perfectionism is one of the biggest barriers to progress. It convinces you that if you can't do something flawlessly, you shouldn't do it at all. But this is a lie. Growth does not come from being perfect. It comes from showing up, trying, failing, and improving. Buddhism teaches that imperfection is part of life, and resisting it only creates suffering. When you let go of the need to be perfect, you allow yourself to take action without fear of making mistakes. And when you do make mistakes, you don't see them as failures, you see them as lessons. Think of a child learning to walk. They stumble, they fall, but they don't stop trying. They don't think, "I failed, so I should give up." They simply get back up and try again. This is the mindset you must adopt. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is a necessary part of it. To break free from perfectionism, shift your focus from outcome to process. Instead of asking, "Did I do this perfectly?" ask, "Did I learn something? Did I take a step forward?" The more you embrace imperfection, the more progress you make. And over time, you'll realize that the pursuit of perfection was only holding you back from reaching your true potential. Another powerful step toward mental freedom is mastering emotional control. Many people believe that emotions are something they have no control over, but this is not true. While you cannot stop emotions from arising, you can control how you respond to them. The Buddha taught that emotions are like waves in the ocean. They come and go, but they do not define the ocean itself. You are not your anger, your sadness, or your anxiety. You are the awareness behind them. When you understand this, you stop being controlled by your emotions and start using them as tools for growth. One of the best ways to gain control over emotions is through mindfulness. When a strong emotion arises, instead of reacting immediately, pause and observe it. Ask yourself, where is this feeling coming from? What is it trying to tell me? When you become the observer of your emotions rather than the victim of them, they lose their power over you. For example, if you feel anger, instead of acting on it impulsively, sit with it. Notice where you feel it in your body. Breathe deeply and allow it to be there without feeding it. When you do this, you'll notice that the anger begins to fade on its own. It does not need to be acted upon, it simply needs to be acknowledged. Another way to master emotions is by practicing gratitude. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is lacking to what is abundant. It trains your mind to see the positive, even in difficult situations. No matter what is happening in your life, there is always something to be grateful for. And the more you focus on gratitude, the less control negative emotions have over you. Make it a habit to reflect on 3 things you are grateful for each day. They don't have to be big. Sometimes the smallest moments hold the most meaning. Maybe it's the warmth of the sun, the kindness of a stranger, or the simple fact that you are alive and growing. Over time, this practice rewires your brain for positivity, making you more resilient to stress and adversity. As you gain control over your emotions, you will also develop the ability to stay present. Many people live trapped in the past, dwelling on mistakes and regrets. Others are constantly anxious about the future, worrying about things that may never happen. But life is only ever happening in the present moment. And when you truly understand this, you unlock a level of peace that few ever experience. The past cannot be changed, and the future is uncertain, but the present is within your power. This is where you can take action, make choices, and create change. When you focus on the present, you stop wasting energy on things outside your control and start directing it toward what truly matters. To cultivate presence, practice mindful breathing. Whenever you catch yourself lost in thought, bring your focus back to your breath. Feel the air moving in and out of your lungs. Notice the sensations in your body. With each breath, remind yourself that this moment is all that exists, and within this moment, you are free. With each of these practices, facing fear, building self-trust, embracing imperfection, mastering emotions, and living in the present, you are forging a mind that is unshakable, a mind that is no longer controlled by doubt, external opinions, or the need for validation. A mind that is clear, focused, and at peace. This is what it means to be free. Not to escape challenges, but to rise above them. Not to silence emotions, but to understand them. Not to seek perfection, but to embrace the journey of growth. And the deeper you go into this journey, the more you will realize you were never truly trapped. The barriers were never real. The only thing that ever held you back was the belief that you were not enough. As you continue to free yourself from fear, doubt, and the weight of external expectations, you will notice something remarkable. Your mind begins to feel lighter. The burdens you once carried, the pressures that once dictated your every move, begin to fade. You are no longer trapped in cycles of hesitation or self-judgment. Instead, you move through life with a newfound sense of clarity, confidence, and peace. But mental freedom is not a final destination. It is a way of being, a practice that must be cultivated every day. True freedom is not about controlling everything around you, but about mastering your response to life as it unfolds. It is about choosing your thoughts, directing your energy wisely, and understanding that your happiness has never been dependent on anything outside of you. One of the most powerful ways to sustain this freedom is through detachment. Detachment does not mean indifference. It means no longer allowing external circumstances to dictate your inner peace. The Buddha taught that attachment is one of the greatest sources of suffering. When we cling too tightly to things, people, or outcomes, we create expectations that reality may never meet. And when reality does not align with these expectations, We feel disappointed, frustrated, or even broken. But when you cultivate detachment, you learn to appreciate life without clinging to it. You give your best effort, but you release the need for things to go a certain way. You love deeply, but you do not base your happiness on another person's presence or actions. You pursue goals with passion, but you do not tie your self-worth to success or failure. This mindset allows you to navigate life with resilience, adaptability, and inner stability. Practicing detachment starts with awareness. Pay attention to where your attachments lie. Do you feel anxious when people don't approve of you? Do you get discouraged when things don't go exactly as planned? Do you resist change because it threatens your sense of security? Recognizing these patterns is the first step. The next step is consciously choosing to let go. When you feel yourself clinging to an expectation, pause, take a deep breath, and remind yourself, I am not in control of everything, and that is okay. Letting go does not mean not caring. It means caring wisely. It means knowing what is within your control and releasing the rest. It means trusting that no matter what happens, you have the strength to adapt and move forward. Another crucial element of sustaining mental freedom is embracing stillness. The modern world is filled with noise, constant information, distractions, and stimulation that keep our minds restless. But wisdom arises in stillness. Clarity comes when you create space for reflection, silence, and presence. Many people fear stillness because it forces them to confront their own thoughts. They keep themselves busy, distracted, always consuming, always doing. But running from yourself will never lead to peace. Instead, practice moments of silence each day. Sit in quiet meditation. Take a slow walk without distractions, or simply pause between tasks to breathe deeply. In these moments, you will notice something profound. Your thoughts settle, your emotions balance, and your mind becomes clearer. Through stillness, you cultivate deep self-awareness. You begin to understand your patterns, your desires, your fears, and your strengths. You learn to differentiate between what truly matters and what is simply noise. And the more comfortable you become in your own presence, the less you need validation, distractions, or external reassurances. As you deepen your self-awareness, you will also gain a greater sense of purpose. A life without purpose is a life filled with wandering, chasing after temporary highs, seeking meaning in external things that will never truly satisfy. But a life of purpose is a life of direction. It is not necessarily about grand achievements or recognition. It is about aligning your actions with what truly matters to you. Ask yourself, what brings me meaning? What values do I want to live by? How can I contribute to the world in a way that feels fulfilling? Your purpose does not have to be something extraordinary. It can be as simple as cultivating kindness, seeking knowledge, creating, teaching, or inspiring others. When your daily actions align with your purpose, life takes on a deeper sense of meaning, and external distractions lose their power over you. At the core of all these practices, detachment, stillness, self-awareness, and purpose, is self-mastery. True mental freedom comes when you no longer react impulsively to life, but instead respond with wisdom. It means being in control of your thoughts and emotions rather than being controlled by them. It means knowing when to push forward and when to step back. It means living not for the approval of others, but for the fulfillment of your own path. And with self-mastery comes an unshakable inner peace. A peace that is not dependent on whether life is easy or difficult, whether people praise or criticize you, whether you succeed or fail. This peace is rooted in the understanding that you are complete as you are, that your worth is not determined by external factors, and that every challenge is simply another opportunity to grow. You will still face difficulties. Life will still test you. But now you will not be easily shaken. You will not fall apart when things do not go your way. You will not let fear dictate your choices. Instead, you will stand firm, grounded in the knowledge that you have the strength to handle whatever comes your way. This is what it means to be free, to no longer be a prisoner of your own mind, to no longer live in fear of opinions, failures, or the unknown, to walk your own path with confidence, with clarity, with peace. And as you embody this freedom, you will inspire others to do the same. Your presence will remind people that they too can let go of their fears, their doubts, their need for validation. They too can live with purpose, with wisdom, with inner strength. So ask yourself, what are you still holding on to? What fears, what attachments, what old beliefs are keeping you from living fully? Whatever they are, let them go. You do not need them. You never did. You are already enough. You are already free. As you step into this newfound freedom, you begin to see life through a different lens. The worries that once consumed you now seem distant. The fears that once held you back now feel insignificant. You have reclaimed your power, not because you have changed the world around you, but because you have changed the way you interact with it. You have shifted from seeking control to embracing flow, from fearing the unknown to welcoming it, from craving validation to standing firm in your own truth. But this is not the end of your journey. It is just the beginning. True mental freedom is not a one-time achievement, but a daily practice. Every day you will be tested. There will be moments when doubt creeps back in, when old habits resurface, when the world tries to pull you back into its web of expectations. But now, you have the awareness to see these moments for what they are, temporary illusions, not realities. One of the most powerful ways to maintain this freedom is through presence. Too many people live either in the past, dwelling on regrets and mistakes, or in the future, worrying about what has yet to come. But life is only ever happening now. The present moment is where your power lies. It is where decisions are made, where growth occurs, where peace is found. Practicing presence does not mean ignoring the past or failing to plan for the future. It means not allowing them to steal your attention from what matters most, this moment. The more you anchor yourself in the now, the less anxiety you will feel, the fewer regrets you will carry, and the more joy you will experience in even the simplest things. One of the best ways to cultivate presence is through mindfulness. Whether you are eating, walking, working, or simply sitting in silence, bring your full awareness to the experience. Notice the sensations in your body, the rhythm of your breath, the sounds around you. When your mind drifts, gently bring it back. The more you practice this, the stronger your ability to remain present becomes. Along with presence, another key to sustaining mental freedom is mastering your internal dialogue. Your thoughts shape your reality. If your mind is filled with self-doubt, negativity, and fear, your experience of life will reflect that. But if you train your mind to speak to you with wisdom, encouragement, and self-compassion, you create a mental environment where confidence and peace can thrive. Start paying attention to the way you speak to yourself. When challenges arise, do you criticize yourself or do you encourage yourself? When you make a mistake, do you tear yourself down or do you remind yourself that growth comes through learning? Transforming your internal dialogue is one of the most powerful shifts you can make. Instead of saying, "I can't handle this," say, "I am capable of figuring this out." Instead of thinking, "What if I fail?" ask, "What if I succeed?" Your mind listens to the words you feed it. Choose them wisely. Another crucial practice for sustaining freedom is embracing impermanence. Everything in life is temporary. Your successes, your failures, your joy, your pain. The world is constantly changing, and resisting this change only creates suffering. But when you accept impermanence, you become unshakable. You no longer fear loss because you understand that nothing was ever truly yours to hold on to. You no longer cling to the past because you recognize that life is always moving forward. Impermanence also teaches you to cherish the present. When you know that every experience, every conversation, every moment is fleeting, you begin to appreciate them more deeply. You stop taking things for granted and start seeing the beauty in the ordinary. You love without attachment, you strive without desperation, and you live without fear. To integrate this understanding into your life, practice letting go. Let go of expectations. Let go of the need for certainty. Let go of the belief that things must be a certain way for you to be happy. The more you release, the freer you become. As you embrace impermanence, you will also cultivate resilience. Resilience is not about avoiding difficulties, but about facing them with strength and adaptability. It is the ability to keep moving forward, no matter how many times life knocks you down. It is the understanding that setbacks are not the end, but simply part of the journey. Buddhism teaches that suffering is not something to be feared. It is a teacher, a guide, an opportunity for growth. Every hardship you face is shaping you, refining you, making you stronger. When you stop seeing challenges as obstacles and start seeing them as stepping stones, you unlock a level of mental strength that nothing can shake. To build resilience, remind yourself that you have survived every challenge you have faced so far. You are stronger than you think. You have overcome before, and you will overcome again. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What can this teach me?" When life tests you, meet it with the mindset of a warrior, not a warrior who fights the world, but one who masters themselves. And through it all, remember the power of gratitude. Gratitude is not just about appreciating what is good, it is about finding the good even in difficult times. When you shift your focus from what is lacking to what is abundant, from what has gone wrong to what is still right, you rewire your brain for happiness and resilience. Make it a habit to reflect on what you are grateful for each day. It could be something as simple as a kind word, a peaceful moment, or the fact that you have the strength to keep going. No matter how hard life gets, there is always something to be grateful for. By integrating all of these practices, presence, mindful thinking, impermanence, resilience, and gratitude, you create a foundation of mental freedom that no external force can shake. You no longer look outside of yourself for happiness because you have found it within. You no longer fear the opinions of others because you are secure in your own truth. You no longer resist change because you have learned to flow with life rather than fight against it. And as you walk this path, you will notice a shift, not just within yourself, but in the way you move through the world. You will become a source of calm in chaos, a presence of strength in uncertainty. People will see the way you live, the way you respond to challenges, the way you carry yourself with confidence and peace, and they will be inspired. Not because you are perfect, but because you are free. This is the ultimate liberation, not the absence of struggle, but the mastery of it. Not the absence of fear, but the ability to move forward despite it. Not the elimination of all obstacles, but the realization that you have always had the power to overcome them. So, take this freedom and make it your own. Live boldly, speak your truth, walk your path with confidence, and never again allow fear, doubt, or the expectations of others to define you. You are not here to fit into a mold. You are here to break free, to grow, to experience life fully and authentically.